Euphoria Season 3 Episode 1 Review, Recap, and Ending Explained. For the first two seasons, it was a high school drama. 2.5. Remember those two specials between Seasons 1 and 2 that HBO Max mysteriously files apart from the rest of the series? Or rather, it was partially a drama from high school. Overall, especially in Season 2, every scene of its teenage wasteland, which was equal parts my so-called life and kids, had a hint of Breaking Bad or the Alfred Molina moment from Boogie Nights. But since Euphoria last aired an episode more than 4 years ago, a lot has changed, chief among them the passing of actor Angus Cloud, whose kind-hearted, soulful-eyed drug dealer Fezco served as a link between the crime thriller and slice-of-life aspects of the show. Storm Reed and Barbie Ferreira, two former cast members, have left the program. Even if Levinson's temporary effort, The Idol, was excellent, it was unfairly turned into a joke. In the meantime, it would be even more ridiculous than Stranger Things' attempt to pass off our heroes as high school students because enough time has elapsed since we last saw them. Euphoria's answer makes sense and is already included in the content, at least for this debut, which gives us a glimpse into the lives of a few of the show's friend-like group of young adults. It is virtually exclusively about crime. If you don't count marijuana, Zendaya plays Rue Bennett, a teenage addict who seems to be in recovery. However, this does not imply that she has left the world of drugs. She works as an indentured servant for Lori, Martha Kelly, a drug lord with a flat effect who lost a lot of merchandise in Season 2 due to Rue's mother flushing it down the toilet. Rue works as a drug mule, swallows fentanyl balloons in Mexico, drives across the border, and shits them out again in the United States of America to pay off her enormous debt to the nasty Queenpin. She is assisted by her and Fresco's friend Faye, Chloe Cherry, but she struggles a bit more than Rue to control herself during the border dash we see. As disgusting as it sounds, it's much more disgusting when we see a dog-lick Faye's ask for diarrhea. Rue wonders if she has been mistaken about God all along when she encounters a family of devout Christians who contentedly live off the land. The entire scene, which centers on Rue's automobile becoming perfectly balanced on top of a border fence, is half Trainspotting's attic scatology and half Better Call Saul's orange deserts and blue southwestern skies. When Rue is sent to the isolated estate of a guy named Alamo, the beloved television star Adewale Akinnuoye, her luck turns around. Alamo is pleased by the moxie of this delivery lady, who waltzes through the home and rizzes up his army of bikini-clad hotties like she owns the place. Alamo is a huge man with a big southern accent who wears a big cowboy hat and carries a large golden gun. He personally dismisses his guards, the silent, Padawan-haired bishop Daryl Britt Gibson, and the grinning, massive G, Marshawn Beast Mode Lynch, and he considers a request to work for him rather than Lori. However, when the medicines she delivers are found to be laced with fentanyl, Alamo is left to question whether she was involved and, if so, why she stayed long enough for them to discover it. Compared to these guys, Rue looks like a character from a different movie. She stumbles through an explanation of how the Christian family she met led her to believe that her encounter with Alamo today was God's hand at work, leading her to a better life. According to Alamo, there is just one way to find out. He puts a green apple on Rue's head and performs the classic William Tell/William S. Burroughs uses a method to fire it straight out of her brain. His unwavering goal is probably evidence that she is correct and that God did, in fact, bring them together that evening. She is undoubtedly thankful to what her sponsor, Ollie Coleman Domingo, would call her higher power for keeping her skull intact. We do catch up with a few other members of the old gang, but most of the fireworks occur in Rue's storyline. No one else is shot with a golden pistol. Lexi, Maud Apatow, Rue's best friend, leads a contented life in a lovely home that she finances through her work as Hollywood Macker Patty Lane's, Sharon freaking Stone, assistant. Dylan Reed, Homer Gear, the romantic lead in Patty's evening soap opera, has captured her heart. As his manager, her old friend Maddie, Alexa DeMai, has a glamorous-looking profession that primarily consists of desk work and accruing debt that she is unable to pay, while her boss at the agency keeps the majority. Neither is aware that Rue is employed by a mobster. God bless us all, But Lexi's sister Cassie Sweeney ended up with her nearly insane secret boyfriend from high school, Nate Elordi. He is attempting to enter the lucrative rest home industry after taking over his father's construction company, after he was busted for sex offenses. As long as he can get the first one off the ground, he believes that Sun Settlers franchises for dying boomers will open up around the country. Perhaps this explains his refusal to spend $50,000 on flowers for his and Cassie's impending nuptials. Perhaps it's just the belief that spending that much money on flowers is absurd. In any case, Cassie is adamant about having the wedding of her dreams and turning her stagnant job as a fetishistic Instagram influencer into real money. This entails starting an OnlyFans account. All it takes to persuade the otherwise doubtful Nate that she has what it takes is a quick look at her tits. This season opening is a Vince Gilligan-esque black comedy, removed from the intrinsic tragedy of witnessing children who aren't old enough to vote as deeply screwed up as the Euphoria group was over the first 2 seasons. As a result, not every joke succeeds. In any case, it's consistent with the show's overarching theme of making fun of everyone. In this, Rue is just as much of a buffoon and screw-up as Jesse Pinkman. Faye, who has a crush on her dishonest drug dealer boss and stuffs fentanyl balls down her throat in a splash zone that would rival a Gallagher concert, is a pornified version of Janice from The Muppets, with a crush on a man who doesn't even know her name. Lexi is a subtle hypocrite. In human form, Nate is still a sweating stick of TNT. Cassie now embodies an even more exaggerated caricature of femininity than before, layered with what seem like self-aware nods to actress Sydney Sweeney's real-life role as a lingerie entrepreneur catering to the tradwife audience online. Even the more imposing figures, drug dealer Lori and strip club operator Alamo, nicknamed the King of Pussy, come across as somewhat absurd. Ollie is the nearest thing to a grounded, serious presence. Still, when he fumbles through an explanation of biblical views on homosexuality, he himself admits that his aura of wisdom is at least partly an act. In the end, no one escapes unscathed. The sole exception is Fresco, whose fate we discover. He's serving a 30-year prison sentence for the shootout that concluded Season 2. It's poignant that, after losing Angus Cloud, Levinson and the team couldn't bear to let Fezco disappear as well. As entertaining as it all is, the time passes quickly. I can't help but miss the emotional intensity that defined the first 2 seasons, something that felt almost radiant. Much of that atmosphere stemmed from composer Labyrinth, who, amid behind-the-scenes turmoil, left the show and withdrew his music following unexplained mistreatment. Stepping in, Hans Zimmer delivers a spaghetti western-inspired score that links Rue to Quentin Tarantino's style and Uma Thurman's Kill Bill through shared artistic roots. It's a clever replacement, yet marks a significant shift in tone that deeply alters how the series feels. This change is just one of many. Euphoria is back, and it's still compelling. But does it still feel like Euphoria? Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives like this. See you in the next review.